Hello, name's Danny, bro, and this is Look I Made That. Today I'm building set number 21357, Disney Pixar's Luxo Jr. Actually, if I'm being perfectly honest here, I built this a little over a month ago. I thought it would be cool to order something and get it on release day and get a video out as fast as possible, but then after I built this set, I decided it would be a fun idea to get a light kit for it. I've never done one of those, and I thought it'd be a cool idea to include in this video since it is, after all, a lamp. But unfortunately, I didn't realize that the light kit was coming from China. So I've been waiting for it this whole time. But it's finally here. Let's set that aside though and just start with the main build. You know, I never stopped to think about this lamp from the Pixar bumper at the beginning of all their films. I always just assumed it was some sort of office lamp that they had in all their offices at their studio that they adopted as a mascot. Turns out it was their first cartoon. I always thought Toy Story was their first in 1995, but apparently the Luxo Jr. short came out way back in 1986. It's just a short animation with a large anthropomorphized desk lamp, and then a smaller one, presumably its child, starts playing with a ball. Eventually starts jumping on the ball, and the ball pops. It was very simple, but definitely showed off the level of animation that Pixar was capable of. Little things like the wave in the lamp's cord and all the physics involved when it jumps. This style of 3D animation was definitely ahead of its time in the 80s. John Lasseter, the animator behind Luxo Jr., modeled it after his Luxo lamp in his studio. He used it to experiment with motion and mechanics and ultimately applied the characteristics of children to it to see if he could create a junior version of the lamp. Not just a smaller model, mind you, but, proportioned appropriately. If you have or have had a baby in your life, you know what I'm talking about. They got the big head and the short arms. Everything's proportioned just a little bit differently. It lets you know, hey, this is a baby, and it's freaking cute. Before Luxo Jr.'s debut appearance on the big screen in 1995, he was also featured in several shorts on Sesame Street in 1991. Light and Heavy, Surprise, Up and Down, and Front and Back. Unfortunately, he lost the role for Near and Far to Grover. That was a blockbuster. In 2009, more than 30 years after Luxo Jr.'s creation, Luxo, the company that made the lamp that John Lasseter modeled his animations after, decided to sue Disney, Pixar's parent company as of 2006, for selling Disney-branded Luxo Jr. lamps. I think they really caught wind of it when Disney planned to release a Luxo Jr. lamp with the collector's edition of the Up Blu-ray release. It would have been nice if Disney had just partnered with Luxo for this promotion to begin with, but they wound up settling out of court, with Disney being allowed to use the lamp's likeness as their own licensed character henceforth. And because of that, we get this awesome LEGO set. By the way, this set is loaded with Easter eggs, most of them not visible once the set is complete. I think that's a big part of the appeal for this set. After building it as a Pixar fan or even just a LEGO fan, you know they're in there. Inside the ball, you've got these little micro plate builds that represent Pixar characters. Also in the ball were these little round plate and tile builds. You've got the main Incredibles family, as well as some other characters on the other side. I love that these are such simple little color builds to represent them. It shows just how iconic these characters are to be represented so simply. In the lamp base, we have Marlin and Dory from Finding Nemo. There's some argument as to what the red and green bricks represent, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to just be a subtle nod to Turning Red and The Good Dinosaur. And then in each quadrant we have even more characters. There's Mater and Lightning McQueen from Cars, Flick and Princess Etta from Bug's Life, Joy and Sadness from Inside Out, also on my list to see. This one I had to look up, but then it made sense. It's supposed to be Miguel from Coco, as well as some elements from the Day of the Dead. I'm not sure what these are. If you know, let me know in the comments. In the bulb, we have Todd the Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story, and you know, he's made a bunch of other cameo appearances in other Pixar movies. I think this is my favorite Easter egg in the whole build. Very cool. The rubber bands were a nice touch to give it this springy action. Well, that was fun to build. A month ago. Now let's light it up. Very nice packaging Brick Bling has. Uh-oh, tweezers? That's not a good sign. Got instructions that instruct me to download instructions. Cool.
2 hours later.
Okay, I found them. I'll put them up on screen as we go. Installation requires a lot of patience and great observation that... Okay, that's not a good start. What did I get myself into here? Section A, check the type and quantity of components. I feel like they should be doing that before they package and send it to me, right? Section B, test that each component is working properly. Again, I don't think that should be my job, but I think I can handle it. Section C, laying out the components and following the instructions. Okay. Yep, we've got 3 bags of stuff. Looks like they're using a USB power bank to test their components, so will I. Oh, wow. Wow. That's pretty bright. So it looks like we have to take apart the last few steps of the build, which unfortunately means Todd has to go. Now we need to connect these LED components in series. Thread the wire through this plate. And stick them together like a star. Stick the lights onto the top of the plate. Then stick these half-dome pieces back on. And then it looks like the wire is held in place by this linker plate on the back. Now it looks like we need to separate the lampshade to route the wire out the back of it. And there's this little nook on the back round brick that it can nestle right into. Now how the heck am I supposed to connect this wire to the power supply though? I'm out of pieces.
2 hours later.
No. Have you ever been working on a Lego set and you think you're missing a piece, search your entire work area only to reach in the trash and find it got stuck in the bag? Yep, there it is. Wow. Wow. I'm kind of surprised the light shines through those solid bricks so well. I would have thought they might have needed some translucent bricks to be included in this kit. Alright, let's turn off the camera lights and see how it looks. Wow. Wow. Now, finally, I don't like the wire just hanging out the back of Luxo's head like this, so I want to dress it down the back nicely. I tried using some Lego pieces to do it, but I felt like they stuck out too much and drew too much attention to themselves. So I'm settling on good old-fashioned clear Scotch tape. And so you can power this from any USB power source, be it a wall wart, a computer, or anything. They also included this nice little battery pack, if you don't have anywhere to hook it up to power. Well, I like this a lot. It's a really cool display piece. Let me know in the comments what you think of this set, as well as the Brick Bling light kit in the comments. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to get it yourself. Thanks for watching. See you next time.